So, I was fresh out of high school and I was a sex-deprived little goblin. I would stroke my meat every single day, multiple times a day, multitudes times per week. And I'm sure at the end of the day, a lot of you guys can relate to that, because, I mean, there's a male loneliness epidemic going on. But that's besides the point. Long story short, I was addicted to porn. I was addicted to jerking off and had fake connections with these anime waifus. But I had enough and I decided to look through YouTube and find out what I can actually do to attract some real girlies. And the first thing that came up was building an attractive body. See, I was always skinny fat for my entire life. Basically means I had skinny arms, skinny muscles, no muscles basically. But I had a fat ass fucking belly. Which, I mean, if you think about it, that's like pretty much the worst of both worlds. Because at least if you're fat, you at least have muscle underneath. And at least if you're skinny, you have abs at least. But if you're skinny fat, you're kind of fucked. Well, anyways, that's what I started at. Well, I mean, that's the physique I started at. I mean, fuck. I mean, there was a lot of work to do. And, I mean, I made a lot of fucking errors along the way that wasted me a lot of time, months upon months. So I pretty much followed, like, pretty much everything these, like, fitness guys told me, right? And, like, at the end of the day, everyone's different. Everyone's body is different. If you follow exactly what this guy tells you, it's not going to work exactly for you. This particular exercise might be worse for you, might be better for them. This diet might be worse for you, but it's literally all experimental. That was one mistake I was making. That it costed me a lot of fucking time. I pretty much just followed what these guys were telling me, but at the end of the day, man, it didn't work for me because, again, everyone's body is different. So, I mean, like, instead of buying their shitty ass fucking workout program, listen to me. Because, I mean, after realizing that, I fucking started skyrocketing my gains, and I just built a fuck ton of muscle. I mean, this is where I'm at now, so it's a fucking big improvement to where I started. And if you want to go through a similar transformation like this, just listen up, because honestly, this is probably gonna be the most important video on bodybuilding that you've seen, because I'm just gonna make everything super fucking simple for you so that it's easily digestible, and I'm just gonna go over what really matters. Okay, so how to actually build an aesthetic body. So honestly, first off, when you say like, oh, what exercises should I do, what workout should I do, dude, shut up. The exercises you do don't fucking matter, as long as it's not some stupid some actual fucking retarded shit. As long as you train hard, the specific fucking exercises you do just don't matter. Okay, so don't worry about, oh, should I do this, should I do that? Dude, don't overcomplicate it. Get it? So the first key rule is to focus on the aesthetic muscle groups. So these 4 muscles that I've chosen as the most aesthetic muscle groups, this is what's going to create that V shape on your body. That's going to be the most attractive. So if you're going for that V shape, what you're going to want to focus on mostly is your shoulders. So your shoulders is pretty much what's going to create that fucking broadness in your physique. You see, like with me, right? It's literally my shoulders that's poking out and creating that width that creates that V shape. So yeah, shoulders is extremely important. Second muscle is your lats. That's pretty much your back, right? So your back muscles. That's actually going from here to there. It's pretty much what gives you the wings, right? And I mean, this is super important in a physique to have good lats, to have big lats. You don't have small lats and big everything else, because you'll literally look like a meathead. Next muscle you need to be training is your chest. See, a lot of guys would say to just focus on the upper chest. I would say train it equally to everything else, because at the end of the day, you're probably lacking mass in your entire chest area. It's not just your fucking upper chest is the reason why your chest looks like shit. It's your fucking entire chest. Your chest is just fucking small. Because if you have a big lower chest, or like a mid chest, it's gonna be poking out through your fucking, through your shirt when you walk around. If you have a big upper chest, that's not even gonna show through your shirt. Your big upper chest will show when you have your shirt off. But when you actually have your shirt on, your lower chest and your middle chest matter more. So honestly, focus on your entire chest. Last muscle group I'd say is your traps. So that's like pretty much this muscle right here. This is what's gonna give you that girth. Like, honestly, it's just gonna make you look fucking like a man, you know? It's gonna make you look sick. And it kind of completes the V taper up. They say strong traps on like a man makes them a man. Yeah, those 4 muscles I listed there, you need to train them a minimum of twice a week hard. Obviously you should train your entire body, but yeah, those exact muscles I listed there, you need to be training them at least twice a week. Shoulders, lats, chest, and traps. So next key rule is to train hard. So let me tell you a story. So when I started weightlifting, pretty much anything will grow you. So you don't need to necessarily train hard at the start to see growth because you've never done it before. That's your newbie gains, right? But after like 6 months, I stopped seeing progress, and for some reason I believed what these guys online were telling me, and apparently I thought I was training too hard. I literally thought I was overtraining or under recovering. So what do you think I did? I pulled back on my training. I like stopped training hard. I just stopped going to failure for like 3 to 4 months, and obviously I didn't make any gains then because I believed what these guys were telling me. Again, not everything's gonna work for you or works for someone else. Again, like there could be a lot of different reasons why you plateau. I think the specific reason for me was I just wasn't switching my workouts up, so I just kept doing the same workout expecting different results. But obviously you should switch up your workouts. At the end of the day, you should always train as hard as you possibly can. At least that's what I think. So honestly, I'd say take most sets like close to, if not to failure. Failure just means when you can't do another rep in. Like no matter how hard you try, you can't fucking get one in. You're like literally fucking sweating, you're fucking groaning, you're moaning, after you realize that, the next important thing is progressive overload. Progressive overload just means to make your workout harder. So let's say you're doing dumbbell press. Let's say you're using 20 kgs and you end up getting 8 reps this week. Next week, you're gonna go for 10 reps and you end up getting that. So you upped your reps by 2. That's progressive overload. Let's say the week after that, you up your dumbbells to 22 kgs. That's also progressive overload. As a beginner, just focus on like increasing your weights and reps every time. Well, it's not gonna happen every time. That's normal. But over time, like throughout your months, if your strength is going up, that means you're building muscle. Because strength gains are a direct correlation of muscle growth. In fact, I think like if you're literally stronger, you've already built muscle. So yeah, that's how important progressive overload is. So just make sure you're getting stronger each workout. Again, it doesn't have to be each workout, but yeah, because when you get stronger, you build more muscle. The next key rule is your diet. So in terms of diet, it depends where you started, right? If you're super overweight, then obviously you're gonna need to lose weight. If you're underweight, of course you need to gain weight. If you're skinny fat like me, personally, what I would have done is go on a slight calorie surplus. But no matter what you're doing, no matter who you are, you always got to eat lots of protein. So that's the next key rule: eat lots of protein. It doesn't matter where you are, because protein is the building blocks of muscle. You'll build a lot more muscle if you eat like fucking 50 chicken breasts a day. So yeah, man, I like, as a beginner, I wouldn't say to focus on like your carbs and fats so much. Just focus on getting enough protein in and you should be sorted, honestly. But yeah, if you're trying to gain weight, eat lots of food, make sure there's a lot of protein. If you're trying to lose weight, eat at a calorie deficit, so eat less, but make sure your protein is still high. Honestly, if you're trying to lose weight, what you can do is just up your protein, lower your carbs, because protein is naturally less in calories and higher in what's the word? Higher in satiability. So you just get more full while eating protein. Literally, if you're skinny fat as well, honestly, just up your protein, lower your carbs, train hard, and progressive overload, and honestly your body will change in like a couple months. That's literally all you gotta do. So next key tip is to rest. So rest days are needed, especially if you are training like really hard. I wouldn't recommend training over 6 times a week. I'll go over like training splits after. But yeah, just make sure you have like at least 1 rest day in your week. Probably if you're a beginner, honestly, like 3 rest days a week is fine. Because at the end of the day, as a beginner, you'll build muscle doing like whatever the fuck, honestly. So yeah, make sure you're getting your 8 hours of sleep, at least like minimum 8 hours of sleep, because again, muscle builds while you sleep. Obviously, you're not gonna fucking keep the pump, you dumbass. So yeah, man, in terms of training splits, honestly, like a beginner would do really well on like just like a 3-day per week full body split. I mean, that's just a well-rounded split in general. I mean, even like more intermediate lifters can see gains in that. But yeah, if you want to train more, if you want to train 4 times a week, just do an upper lower split. 5 times a week, just do a push pull legs Arnold split routine. And if you want to do 6 times per week, just do a push pull legs. It's honestly as simple as that. But at the end of the day, like, more doesn't necessarily mean better. You could probably see similar gains doing 4 times a week and 6 times a week. So honestly, it's just up to you how often you want to go to the gym. But yeah, just search up some fucking training splits online. Remember I told you the exercises itself just don't matter as much as you think they do. Because if you're training hard, man, if you're training hard, then you don't need to fucking worry about that, because anything will grow if you train hard. But just search up any random workout routine of one of those splits I mentioned before, and just follow it. Just follow it. Don't give a fuck about what fucking exercise, whatever the fuck. But yeah, just make sure you're hitting those aesthetic muscle groups at least twice a week though. So yeah, man, I pretty much just simplified bodybuilding for you, and you'll probably see progress way faster than I did. So you're welcome, bro. But if you want like specific help on this type of stuff, on building your body, building all that, I run a private community called the School of Studs, where I teach like fitness, dating, looks maxing, just being a better guy in general, less of a lonely guy, right? If you're interested, it's the first link in the description below. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe.